Hello students, a very good morning. Myself Virendra Kumar Maurya. Today I am going to discuss some numerical problems related to the three-phase faults. Now see the numerical. Here some data is given for the three-phase, that is 400 volt, 50 hertz. These are the data for the supply, and the power consumption by the load is 1.5 kilowatt. With a power factor it is 0.2 lagging. Calculate resistance, inductance of each coil. Resistance and inductance of each coil. This is our target. And load is star connected. First of all, this 400 which is given to you, it is VL. VL is equal to 400 volt. That's why we can calculate phase voltage. In the case of the star, it is BL divided by under root 3. That's why it is 400 divided by root 3. It becomes 231 volt. Right? Power which is consumed by the load is 1.5 kilowatt. Power formula for the power is P equal to under root 3 BL IL cos phi. Right? So power, that is 1.5 into 10 की power 3 under root 3 into BL. It is 400 into IL, and the value of the cos phi is 0.2. With the help of this equation we can calculate the IL, that is line current. It is 10.83 ampere. And in the case of the star, line current is equal to the phase current. So the value of the phase current is also same, that is 10.83 ampere. Now we can calculate ZPH, which is nothing but BPH divided by IPH. BPH, that is 231. IPH is same, that is the 10.83. Right? It is 21.33 ohm. This is the value of ZPH. Right? And the cost component of this ZPH is nothing but RPH, which is required over here. RPH is nothing but ZPH into cos phi, that is 21.33 into 0.2, it is 4.27 ohm, it is RPH. Right? Resistance part of the load. Now for the calculation of L, first of all calculate XPH, which is nothing but square of ZPH minus square of RPH with square root, that is 21.33 minus 4.27 with the square root. After the calculation it is 20.9 ohm. Right? Now LPH, which is nothing but X HPH divided by 2 pi f. Okay, it is 20.9 divided by 2 into 3.14 into 50 hertz, which is given over here, right? And it is 0.0665 Henry, right? I'm repeating, please see the question very carefully. There is a star connected load which consumes power 1.5 kilowatt with the three phase supply. Data for the three phase is 400 volt 50 hertz and power factor is 0.2 lagging. In the case of star connection, this voltage is considered as line to line voltage, that is line voltage. With the help of line voltage and phase voltage relation, that is Vph equal to BL upon root 3, we can calculate the phase voltage. And the formula for the power consumption is same in star or delta, that is P equal to root 3 BL IL cos phi. With the help of this equation, we can calculate the value of IL. In the case of the star, the value of IL is nothing but value of IPH, which is 10.83. After that, BPH and IPH, we can calculate ZPH, and the cost component of the ZPH is nothing but R, which is, and according to the question, calculate resistance and inductance of each coil. That's why this is the value of R. With the help of RPH and ZPH, we can calculate XPH, and with the formula of L is equal to XPH divided by 2 pi F, we can calculate L, that is 0.0665 Henry. Now see the next. Now according to the question, data for the three phase supply is 440 volt and 50 hertz. Current which is drawn by the source per phase is 30 ampere and it is star connected load. Now calculate resistance, reactance per phase, reactive power and power factor. So this one 440 volt is the line voltage. It is 440 volt. So according to the relation of BPH and BL, we can calculate phase voltage, that is 440 divided by root 3, it is 254 volt, right? According to the formula of power, that is power per phase equal to BPH IPH cos phi. So cos phi is equal to power, that is 6 kilowatt divided by BPH, that is 254 into IPH, and IL are same. So in the place of IPH it is 30, and this one is the power which is given by the wattmeter. So power is given over here 6 kilowatt. After the calculation, right, cos phi is calculated over here, it is 0.787. For the value of ZPH, it is BPH divided by IPH. BPH is 254, IPH is 30. With the help of these two, we can calculate ZPH, that is 8.47 ohm. Now see the first part, that is RPH. RPH is nothing but cos component of ZPH. So it is ZPH into cos phi, that is 8.47 into 0.787. RPH is 6.66 ohm. Now the XPH, it is the second part, reactance, ZPH into sin phi, it is 8.47 into Sin phi. Sin phi is 0.616. We can calculate the value of sin phi with the help of square root of 1 minus cos square theta. It is 5.22 ohm. Now the reactive power, that is the third part, reactive power Q is equal to
root 3 BLIL sin phi.
It is under root 3 BL. It is 440 into 30 into sin phi, that is 0.616. After the calculation, it is 14083 volt ampere reactive. And this one is the cos phi. This will be the fourth part, 0.787 lagging. Now according to the question, the value of resistance is 5 ohm and inductance, that is 0.02 Henry. Such type of three similar coils are connected in delta to a supply 440 volt, 3 phase and 50 Hertz. Calculate line current and power absorbed. I am repeating the question. Three similar coils having the resistance 5 ohm and inductance 0.02 Henry are connected in delta to a supply having voltage 440, 3 phase and 50 Hertz. Calculate line current and power. Okay, first of all calculate XL, which is nothing but 2 pi FL. 2 pi F and L. After this it is 6.28 ohm. Okay, with the help of XL and R we can calculate impedance per phase, right? According to this formula, it is square of 5 plus 6.28 square with the square root, it is 8.05 ohm. Now we can calculate power factor, that is cos phi, which is R upon Z. R is 5, it is 8.05 and it is 0.622 lagging. This is the value of power factor. According to the question, they are delta connected. So BPH is equal to BL, that is 440 volt. Now calculate current per phase, whatever the voltage divided by impedance per phase. 440 divided by 8.05. So the current per phase is 54.6 ampere. And the line current, according to the delta, it is under root 3 times of IPH, under root 3 times of 54.6, that is 94.8. This is our first part. This one. Now power absorbed. Now see the second part, that is P equal to under root 3 BLIL cos phi equal to under root 3 BL is 440, IL is 94.8 and the cos phi it is 0.622. After the calculation it is 45,000 watt. Now I'm repeating the question. See, three similar coils, each having a resistance of 5 ohm and inductance 0.02 Henry, are connected in delta to a supply 440 volt, 3 phase and 50 Hz. Calculate line current and power absorbed. First of all, I am going to convert L as a XL, that is inductive reactance. By the formula XL is equal to 2 pi FL. The value of XL is 6.28 ohm. With the help of XL and R, we can calculate impedance per phase, that is ZPH, and it is 8.05 ohm. With the help of R and ZPH, we can calculate the power factor, and it is 0.622 lagging. In the case of the delta, line voltage and phase voltages are equal, so the value of the phase voltage is equal to the line voltage, that is 440 volt. We can calculate phase current with the help of BPH and ZPH, and it is 54.6 ampere. In the case of delta, line current is under root 3 times of the phase current. This is our first part, and IL is equal to under root 3 times of IPH, that is 54.6 into root 3, it is 94.8. Line current is 94.8 ampere. Second part is the power consumption. Power consumption is under root 3 BL IL cos phi, and it is 45,000 watt. Now see the question based on three phase fault. This one is the generator G1. This one is the another generator G2. These two are running in parallel, right? The rating of this generator is 5 MVA, 10 MVA. It generated 11 kV, and this one also generate 11 kV, and the reactance of this generator is 10%, and reactive value of this generator is 12%. Now this one is the bus bar, having rating 11 kV. Then this one is the transformer number T1. Its rating is 5 MVA, and voltage ratio is 11 kV to 33 kV, and value of the reactance is only 8%. After that, this one is the bus bar 33 kV, transmission line having the value of Z, that is 1 plus J0 ohm per kilometer, and length of the transmission line is 30 km. After that, there is a transformer it is T2, 10 MVA is the rating, 33 kilovolt oblique 6.6 kilovolt and reactance 10%. Then after transmission line, it is J1 ohm per kilometer. The length of this transmission line is 5 kilometer. Right? But there is a condition that system is operating at no load rated voltage condition. Before the fault occurs at point F, and find the fault current. Whatever the fault current, that is IF, calculate this value. Okay. Now I'm going to convert this single line diagram into the reactive diagram. Before that, it is necessary to assume base MVA is 10 MVA and base kV is 11 kV. The value of the base MVA is same throughout the circuit, and the value of the base kV depends on the voltage ratio of the transformer. Okay, here the base value, that is base MVA, is 10 MVA and the base kV is 33 kV. After that, now at this point, here the base value is, it is same throughout the circuit, but the base kV depend upon the voltage ratio of the transformer, that is 6.6 kilovolt. This one T1 is the step up transformer. It convert 11 kV into 33 kV after the transmission by the TL transmission line. This one is the step down transformer having the voltage ratio 33 kV to 6.6 kV. Okay, these are the base MVA rating, which is same, that is 10 MVA, and base kV is 11 kV, 33 kV and 6.6 kV. Now see the diagram very carefully. This one is the transformer number 1, this one is the transformer number 2. Its reactance is over here and its reactance is over here. Now I'm going to draw diagram in per unit system. Per unit system. Okay. The reactance of second transformer is 12%, so it is J 0.12, and for the first one it is 10%, so it is J 0.2. Why it is so? Why it is 0.2? See it very carefully. Base MVA rating is 10 MVA, but the rating of the transformer is only 5 MVA. It is 10%. Once we convert it as a 10 MVA, then it is 20%. That's why it is 0.2. This part is complete now. After that, see this portion, transformer number 1. Transformer number 1 having the rating of 5 MVA, but here it is 10 MVA. Base value is 10 MVA. That's why in the place of 8% we are going to take as a 16%, right? 16%. So for this portion there is a reactance having the value of J 0.16. Is it okay? These two transformers are operating in parallel. This one for the transformer. Now for the TL. Here TL is given. Its impedance is 1 plus J0 ohm per kilometer. First of all, I am going to multiply this with the kilometers, that is 30 kilometer, and divide it by the base value, that is Z base. Okay, it become it will look like this, that is impedance 1 plus J0 into 30 divided by Z base. We know that the value of the Z base is nothing but B base square divided by S base. So B base is 33, the square of 33 divided by S base, that is 10, right? Formula is Z base is equal to B base whole square divided by S base. According to this formula, right, this one is over here. Now the second transformer, that is T2, its rating is 10 MVA and reactance is 10%. So this is like this. It become J 0.1. After that there is a transmission line. This one is the impedance, that is J1 ohm per kilometer, and its length is 5 kilometer. Okay, once again I am going to convert it by the same method. It is J1 into 5 kilometer divided by Z base. Z base is B base square, that is 6.6 whole square divided by 10. Now the circuit is complete, and this one is the portion of the fault current, right? So current which is flowing over here is IF, that is faulty current. Now make the diagram complete. I am going to connect this line over here. Now the diagram is complete, right? Once again I am repeating here, after taking the base values of MVA, which is same throughout the circuit, and kV rating, it depend upon the voltage ratio of the transformer, that is 11 kV, 33 kV and 6.6 kV. These are the sections. Okay, now to calculate the fault current, it is necessary to make a Thevenin equivalent circuit, right? To make the Thevenin equivalent circuit, first of all find out the open terminal voltage, then after impedance of the circuit, then we can calculate the IF. Okay, now go to the question. Now listen me very carefully and see the question. According to the question, system is operating at no load rated condition. What is the meaning of no load rated condition? Its meaning is, this one is the voltage and this voltage is present everywhere throughout the circuit. At each and every point, voltage remains same. If the condition is given that the system is operating at no load rated voltage condition before the fault occurs. Okay, that's why the voltage across these two terminals is 1 pu, right? Okay, voltage, that is Thevenin equivalent voltage, is 1 pu. Now I'm going to calculate ZTH. For the Thevenin equivalent impedance, now according to the Thevenin theorem, all the voltage sources are short circuited and current sources as open circuit. Okay, these two are the voltage sources. So first of all, remove them and short circuit and open it. Whatever the impedance across this is known as the ZTH. Now for the ZTH, these two are connected in parallel, so it is J 0.2, J 0.12. These two are connected in parallel, and with this combination rest 4 are in series. So this one is J 0.16, this one plus this one, it become J dot 0 into 30, it become 30 into 100, 300 divided by
Square of 33
plus J 0.1 plus this one, it is 50J divided by 6.6 whole square, right? With the help of this equation, we can calculate the value of ZTH. Now I'm going to draw Thevenin equivalent circuit. Thevenin equivalent circuit contains a source having the value of 1 pu, it's your VTH. Then after a impedance, that is ZTH, and then the point where the fault current will flow. IF is the faulty current, and the value of IF is given by the formula V divided by Z, right? Once you calculate the value of ZTH over here, then after we can calculate the value of fault current. After the calculation, the value of ZTH is 4.24 angle 86.28 degree. After the calculation, this one is the value of Z. Okay, that's why the fault current is given by the formula VTH divided by ZTH. What is the value of VTH? It is 1 per unit, so it is 1 angle 0 divided by this one, that is 4.24 angle 86.28 degree. After the calculation, it is 0.23 angle minus 86.28 degree. This is the value of current, but listen me very carefully. This is the value of current but in per unit. So for the calculation of actual current, actual fall current, it is necessary to multiply faulty current per unit with the base value. Okay, faulty current is 0.23 into I base, and I base is given 0.23 into S base divided by under root 3 into B base, right? The value of S base, it is 10, and B base, it is 6.6. After the calculation, fault current, actual value of fault current is 201.9 ampere. Actual value of fault current in the given circuit is 201.9 ampere.